In a war filled with gods, monsters, and time-bending emperors, it's easy to overlook the Iron Jailer. A man with no grand plan, no throne, no legacy, only duty, only judgment. His name was Quilge Opie. I might have butchered their name, please don't nail me to the cross or anything. The Stern Ritter J, the jail. And in the grand chessboard of Bleach, 1,000-Year Blow War, he was the knight who stood alone, fiercely loyal, underrated, and forgotten far too quickly. But what if I told you Quilge Opie was one of the most important narrative pieces in the first phase of the Quincy invasion? You're probably like, whoa, yeah. He was more than a mid-tier character or a mid-tier villain. He was a warning of what was to come. Quilge, a high-ranking Quincy, a member of Yhwach's elite Stern Ritter, assigned the shrift J for jail. Quilge was a commander of the Hunting Corps, the militant and forces of the Wanderreich, tasked with infiltration, extermination, and subjugation of foreign spiritual lands. Cold, sadistic, and zealous, Quilge was the first Stern Ritter to showcase the terrifying power escalation of a Quincy empire in Bleach. We first meet him as he invades Hueco Mundo solo. In mere moments, he defeats Tier Haribel, the former Espada, a character who once held her own against Captain Hisugaya. He does this without his vault standing. No hesitation, no emotion, just mission. Quilge's power level is deceptive, and that's how many fans overlook him. Let's break it down. He uses the Quincy an angelic evolution beyond the traditional. Let's steal. This grants him flight, enhanced spiritual weaponry, regeneration, and spatial manipulation. But his true power lies within his shrift. The jail is an impenetrable reishi cage that traps any spiritual entity inside it. It isn't just a barrier, it's a one-way lock. Once you're in it, you're in it. You cannot leave unless Quilge allows it. Pretty crazy, isn't it? This isn't flashy like time control or fear manipulation, but think about it. Quilge temporarily neutralized Ichigo Kurosaki, the protagonist, a man who had already fought Aizen and mastered Mugetsu. With this single ability, Quilge delayed the entire Soul Society rescue. He prevented Ichigo from saving the captains. In this way, Quilge is directly responsible for the success of the Stern Ritter's first invasion. But power isn't everything. Quilge is terrifying because of who he is, not just by what he can do. He is fanatical, a zealot of the Quincy cause. Not unlike the Spanish inquisitors or religious enforcers from history, he refers to Arrancar as filth. He has no respect for individuality, no tolerance for weakness. Sorry if I butcher these names, I'm not really too good with pronunciation. Just ahead of time, I'm gonna butcher a lot of names in here because they're like German and I can't really speak German too well, so. But he uses a skill called Sclavere, the reishi dominance technique to painfully absorb others' powers and bodies. He isn't merely cruel, he revels in punishment. Kubo deliberately designed Quilge as a reflection of tyranny and order, cold authority without compassion. He isn't chaotic like Basby or playful like Grammy. He's disciplined, unfeeling, absolute. And that's what makes him as far as more terrifying than any other of the loud villains there is in Bleach. Here's where the tragedy sets in. Quilge was the perfect frontline antagonist, terrifying, loyal, methodical, and Kubo kills him off before his first acts even end. He's only defeated because Ichigo unlocks latent hollow power. And even then, Quilge revives himself with Blue Vein, fighting while impaled. But before any deeper development can occur, Urahara ends him with a sneak attack. That's it. No backstory, no flashback, no insight into how this man became the Quincy Iron Jailer. He gets less narrative attention than another butcher. It's all that foot soldiers, while later Stern Ritter like Grimmy or Askin or even BG9 get multiple chapters and philosophical duels. Yet Quilge, the spark that ignites the war, is treated like an obstacle, not a character. So now it begs the question, why should we care about Quilge? Because he is the thesis statement of the Because he is the thesis statement of the Stern Ritter. He's the first taste of what Yhwach has built, a military order devoid of empathy, where individuality is erased beneath letters, where even death is temporary if it severs the father. Every Stern Ritter has their quirks. Basby rebels, Askin plays, Giselle mocks, but Quilge obeys. He's what Yhwach wanted most, a soldier who believes. And that's what makes his story so haunting. And yes, I know Hashwall does the same thing, but right now we're talking about Quilge. Imagine this, a mini arc exploring Quilge's past. A former human priest, a descendant of the Litrite, a child raised in the Quincy cult? Or what if the jail ability evolved? A battlefield-wide seal that locks captains together. A metaphysical prison based on guilt. A Reishi labyrinth that Ichigo has to outthink. Quilge could have been an ideological test. A face-off between freedom and order. Between heart and obedience. Between Ichigo and what he could become. Quilge Opie is not your favorite Bleach villain. He doesn't monologue about justice. He doesn't have a tragic backstory or redemption arc, but sometimes the most dangerous villains aren't the ones who fight for vengeance. They're the ones who believe they're just doing their job. He was the first soldier to stand before the hero, the first to strike fear in Ichigo's heart, the first to say, "No, you should not pass." Even if the story moved on without him, the moment should never be forgotten. So if you agree Quilge Opie was underused, hit that like button, drop a comment with your favorite underrated Stern Ritter, I should say. And tell me if Quilge had survived, how far could he have gone? Thanks for watching. Remember, justice doesn't always wear a cape, man. Thank you guys for watching so much, and we'll catch you in the next video, man. Make sure you guys, like I already said earlier, hit that like and subscribe for your boy, man. That's all I asked for. That's all I asked for, man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I gotta go.